So now we'll discuss about the experimental determination of energy of activation. So according to Arrhenius theory, K is equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT. If we take logarithm on both the sides, we get ln K is equal to ln A minus EA divided by RT. Or if I convert this equation into logarithm to base 10, you get log K is equal to log A minus EA divided by 2.303 R into 1 by T. Okay, let us take it as equation 2. Okay, this is equation 2, this is equation 1. So equation 1 and 2 both are nothing but the Arrhenius equation, different in different forms. So if you carefully look at this equation is of the form y is equal to m into x plus c. According to Arrhenius, A is a constant, so log A is constant, and also the activation energy is constant with respect to temperature, so this term is also constant. So you have only two variables in equation 2, log K and 1 by T. So as you change T, log K also changes. So this equation is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. So a plot of y versus x, that is log K versus 1 by T, should give a straight line, and the intercept of the straight line should be log A, and the magnitude of the slope should be EA divided by 2.303 R. So the experimental procedure is very simple. You need to plot a graph of log K versus 1 by T. So a graph plot ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ you requires different values of log K at a different temperature. So first what you have to experimentally find out is the rate constant of the reaction at least 4 or 5 different temperatures. How do you find out the rate constant of the reaction experimentally? That we have discussed in the previous class. Okay, there are different methods for finding out the rate constant of the reaction. It may be differential method, it may be integration method, it may be half-life method. So there are different methods through which you can find out the rate constant of the reaction. So experimentally find out the values of rate constant K at least 5 different temperatures. Okay, now we can plot a graph of log K versus 1 by T, and according to this equation the plot of log K versus 1 by T should be a straight line and with a negative slope, because you have minus here, so you should get a straight line with a negative slope. So this is the Arrhenius equation in the graphical plot. Log K versus 1 by T is a straight line with negative slope. The intercept gives log A. So if I take the antilog, we can find out the Arrhenius constant A, and the slope, the magnitude of the slope, okay, is EA divided by 2.303 into R. If I rearrange, we get EA is equal to 2.303 R into slope of the graph. So it is possible to find out both the activation energy of a chemical reaction as well as the pre-exponential factor or the Arrhenius factor from this experimental procedure. So what you have to do, you have to find out the rate constant of the reaction at least 4 or 5 different temperature and plot a graph of log K versus 1 by T. So this is one of the accurate methods, because as I already told you, if you have more number of data, the accuracy of the result will also be very high. Alternatively, what you can do is, instead of recording the rate constants at 5 different temperature, let us only record the rate constant at 2 different temperatures, T1 and T2. Okay, so this is the first procedure. In the second procedure, okay, this is procedure 1. This is procedure 1. So in second procedure, what we will do is, let us record the rate constants K1 and K2 of the reaction at 2 temperatures T1 and T2. So your experimentally finding out the rate constant of the reaction K1 and K2 at two different temperatures T1 and T2. So let us write Arrhenius equation 2 at temperature T1 and at temperature T2. So at temperature T1, log K1 is equal to log A minus EA divided by 2.303 R into 1 divided by T1. This is the Arrhenius equation at temperature T1. Similarly, the Arrhenius equation at temperature T2 is log K2 is equal to log A minus EA divided by 2.303 R into 1 divided by T2 into 1 divided by T2. See here, even though the temperature has changed from T1 to T2, there is no change in the value of A because we have assumed it to be independent of temperature. So it is constant with respect to temperature, and so is the activation energy. It is also constant with respect to temperature. So I have written the same values EA in both the equations. Now let us subtract one equation from the other. Therefore log K2 divided minus log K1 is equal to log A minus log A becomes 0. This term minus this term is minus EA divided by 2.303 R into T2 minus of minus plus EA divided by 2.303 R into T1. So if you apply the rule of logarithm, this can be written as log of K2 divided by K1, log B minus log A is log of B by A, is equal to, let us remove the similar terms, 2.303 R, EA divided by 2.303 R is the common term, into 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. Okay, or this equation, okay, if I take common denominator, you get EA divided by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. So this is the another form of writing Arrhenius equation at two different temperatures. Log of K2 by K1 is equal to EA divided by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. So this is the another form of writing the Arrhenius equation at two different temperatures T1 and T2. So if I rearrange this equation, therefore EA is equal to 2.303 R into T1 into T2 divided by T2 minus T1 into log of K2 divided by K1. Okay, so using this equation you can possibly find out the activation energy of the reaction, because the values of K1 and K2 are experimentally determined at two temperatures T1 and T2. So by substituting the values of K1, K2, T1, T2, you can calculate the activation energy. So the advantage of this second method is that you require only two data. You require to know two values K1 and K2 at two temperatures T1 and T2. So this is not a laborious method. The first procedure is laborious because you have to repeat the experiment at least 4 or 5 different temperatures. Here you have to carry out the reaction at only two temperatures. The disadvantage of this method is less accurate compared to the first method, because we are depending here only on two data, K1 and K2 at temperatures T1 and T2. So these two methods, out of these two you can use any one of the method, okay, for determination of the activation energy of the reaction. Remember, this is the experimental determination of activation energy. Do not get confused with the theoretical determination of activation energy that you are supposed to study in the second unit ಅಲ್ಲಿ theoretical determination of activation energy ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. This is the experimental method for determination of activation energy. So if a question comes in your exam, in your question paper, please understand the question carefully, whether it is experimental determination or whether it is theoretical determination of activation energy. So I elaborated this Arrhenius theory a bit, okay, because it would be the starting point for the other two theories that we will discuss in theories of chemical kinetics, that is collision theory as well as the activated complex theory. And also we are supposed to study other theories related to unimolecular reactions called as Langmuir theory, Hinshelwood theory. So for all those theory, this Arrhenius theory would be a basis, okay, would be a starting point. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಏನಂತಿದೆ, ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ rather a very important concept in chemical kinetics. So along with order and rate constant, this activation energy is also a very, very important parameter that affects the rate of the reaction. In the next class we will discuss about the other theory, that is collision theory of chemical kinetics, okay, how this collision theory is better than Arrhenius theory and what are the limitations of collision theory. Similarly, we will discuss about the other theories related to chemical kinetics.